everyone. Dr. Stone, the squad's in, baby.
Woo!
Yo, Suika, new main character, huh?
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
by the way, if you didn't notice, my mic is on. The arc is over.
he's got good audio
David,
again.
to fill you in.
No!
David, to fill you in. So there was that one video where he was like, I forgot it. And then in Dr. Stone, he was like, didn't actually forget it. It's right over there. And now it's in. It's spanning. This is some Marvel Universe shit.
The bit is over. Holy shit. Can we just get Red's thoughts because he's a Suika hater on her being the main character?
Fuck you, bro. Listen, not a Suika hater. My take on this was, just to remind everybody, I think it's stupid for adults in fiction to be like, oh my god, we have this world-shattering plan that the fate of every life in the world rests on. Who should be the linchpin of the plan? Looks around, finds 7-year-old. You! I just think that's a little stupid. When an adult, hold on, when an adult specifically is like you, but when it's thrust upon them, when it's like only you can do it, that's fine. Okay, thank you.
I'm never going to let you live down.
I know you're trolling, and I'm just improving the energy back to you, but fuck you.
But fuck you.
So
First
okay,
of
I'll
all,
let you guys start. Go ahead.
Don't sleep on Blue Lock. Ha ha ha. Okay.
Don't sleep on Blue. I don't even know what it is, but there's a series called Blue Period coming out right now, and I just can't think of anything but blue menstrual blood.
Isn't that like the sort of Bakugan but it's art?
I'll tell you what Blue Period is. Blue Period is the prequel to Blue Waffle.
Ugh. Anyway, don't sleep on Blue Lock.
I
Anyway,
thought that was funny.
So, bro, first of all,
We got Blue Lock, Blue Period, and fucking Blue Box now.
oh, Blue Flag too. Blue Flag.
Blue! Jesus Christ! Why is everything blue? Dabu,
And I have blue balls.
Next, you got me Blue Clover. Aha.
Yo, what about White Clover?
Blue Piece. Blue Hero Academia.
Okay, it's getting cringe. Move on.
I'll look on that so it can die. Okay, anyway, Suika, right? Okay, so this chapter, right? It's funny because this chapter, this specifically, like the scene with her crying, reminded me of David. I know you probably will feel me on this. Jobless reincarnation, because it's funny, right? Because let me give you a little bit of context why I thought about it like that. Because
Is that like
in
a
Jobless,
currently running manga or something?
No. It was an anime of
Fill
last
me
season.
in, me and the other idiots in.
It's one of the best isekai anime that I've ever watched.
Oh,
one of the best.
It was good.
Yo, Thurman's got that Rona over there. You hear it?
Probably one of the best. It's universally known that last season was the best season of anime in a long ass time.
Ever.
Nothing.
It was. Honestly, there's no contest. It's like the last 3 years, that was probably one of the best fucking seasons of anime.
This season is gonna have a long time to keep up. Anyway, so the reason why I brought it up is because when the isekai guy was born as a baby in the new world, he didn't cry at all because he had the consciousness of like a fucking 40-year-old, I think.
Yeah.
So
That's creepy.
like 40-year-old, 20, whatever age he was. So years later, when he got siblings, like the siblings actually, were actually babies, so they started crying off the jump, and then their mom was just like, "Oh shit, it's been a long I forgot. Our first son was a fucking anomaly. He didn't cry when he was born out the womb, right?" So the reason why I brought that up here is it's so funny because it's just I like how when Senku first, got off the thing, the first thing, any remotely lonely person would do is, cry. Realization would sink in. Oh shit, I'm alone for how many years? Let me have a moment to cry, and then But Senku was just like, "Oh, I'm awake. All right, time to use science."
I'd have to go back to the first chapter. I do remember though. I don't believe he cried, but he did have a mental breakdown. And I don't know if you remember that, but I appreciate that a lot because the reason that he has E=mc² written on his thing is because of that mental breakdown. Remember that was a moment where he was freaking out for a second, and then he had to remind himself that through science he could solve anything. So he did canonically have a mental breakdown. I don't know if he cried. I'd have to go back and look.
Yeah. So it's just Suika is just the normal thing and just bawls her eyes out, tears.
She's also 11, by the way.
I don't think she has to be 5 years old.
Bro, I check the wiki right now. She's 11. I'll bet you everything I own Literally.
That's the smallest 11-year-old I've ever seen in my life.
I agree. It's stupid. I remember I was calling her. She was 9 at the beginning of the series, and now she's 11.
I mean, there are people that grow at different speeds.
Let's
know.
be honest. It's that
This
Boichi.
is
It's
going
that
to
Boichi
have
art
the
style, bro. He
FBI
doesn't know how to draw
conference.
children. He's too used to the hentai.
I mean, you're not wrong there. He is used to drawing thick thighs
And thank
big
God
dicks.
he's not used to drawing children, because that'd be sus.
Okay, so so at introduction she's 9. At biologically she's 11. Chronology she's 14. I don't know.
Well, yeah, because of all the time. Wait, are they? Wait, is that recent? Are they guessing how long she's been fucking? What?
Yeah, that was like wait chronology 14. Wait,
because they on the other characters like Senku is like 3,000 something on that section because of like how many years technically. But so that I can only assume they're guessing how long she's been petrified, unless I'm just stupid and I missed the other one where they said how long it had been.
Birthday 5,730 AD.
How do people know this?
They took the year of the Flash plus the 3,000 years that they were originally frozen in time.
Okay. Fucking nerds. Stop it.
Family.
I mean, that one was pretty obvious.
Fuck off. Who cares? Who did you ever? If it wasn't for the wiki, would you have ever been like, what year? Like years even matter anymore?
Fuck no.
That's all I'm
It
saying.
doesn't
These
matter
people,
that fucking
these are like the
planet because we
motherfuckers
just
that know
reduced
like
the goddamn world.
Yeah, these are like the motherfuckers that know like the temperature on the planet fucking Skaro in Doctor Who. Like, oh well.
that knows exactly like
35,000 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh yeah, in Doctor Who, there's like actual like lore and canon for like climates of fictional planets. It's insane.
You gotta admit that's pretty fucking dope, though.
Yeah, it is for sure, and I appreciate the ability to hyperfixate on shit, but there's a level, okay? Like
There is definitely a fucking level, and the Whovians are cringe when it comes to that level.
That shit is fucking hilarious, dude.
Because when a show has been going for 50 years, you can truly hyperfixate on only say like a one show.
I mean that was like people with fucking Star Trek for the longest time too. Like there are people that I've ran into at sci-fi conventions that literally know the goddamn VHS versions front to back of episodes that never made it to the fucking air.
That's pretty amazing. So like, what's interesting about this is it reminds me a lot of so everyone here has at least read most of or finished Fairy Tail, correct?
I dropped it pretty fucking late in the series because I got sick.
I don't know why I called you Dylan. I'm sorry. I was just texting him. Thurman. Did you not hear my question, Thurman?
No, I didn't hear it.
Bruh. Proof he doesn't listen to me. Proof he doesn't listen. He just fucking says what he wants to say.
Oh my god. Why do you all just fucking say that?
Call you out like that? I know you don't want to be called out.
I'm called out.
So,
have you seen Fairy Tail? I'm making a point here.
Okay, go ahead.
Fairy Tail, have you finished it or at least seen most of it?
Yeah, I thought to myself, I think I'm gonna reread it. I'm not gonna rewatch. I'm gonna reread it.
Do you remember it's like a pretty famous arc where like the shit goes down on the island and then like he pretends like everyone died and then like he kind of does a chapter where it's like the new protagonist. Do you remember that shit?
Yeah, I hated Timber Island, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, either way, regardless of like how that played out in Fairy Tail, this chapter reminds me of that because like I love how they do this, like even down to the whole like Senku did the whole like thing where he interacted with a monkey and the monkeys were like, what the fuck? And then like same thing happens here and she does the same like pose, the same I'm a human, just like so like it's cool how it really is framing her to be like the main character for a while until she figures out the whole fluid thing. And I'm curious where he's going to go with this because there's two ways he could do this. Either this could take like a big chunk of the series and be like 10, 20, 30. I don't even like is she going to slowly wake people up like Senku did where like at first it's just Suika, then it's like Suika and I don't know because if it got Senku back right away, then he would immediately revert to being the main character. So like I can't tell if this is going to be like a long running thing or just like kind of like a quick like thing here. What do you guys think?
I think.
So, go ahead, David.
I think we're going to get like 5 chapters ish of this, so like her trial and erroring it because
the Suika arc.
They are going to just like immediately. I don't think they'd immediately revert back to Senku after setting this up. And
I agree. I think they'd be dumb.
so well like this because now we have her doing this like whole like playback of like everything that he did when he first came back to life and reverted to humanity and doing all the fucking things with the science. But also, like, Suika has been under Senku's wing for so long, like, she's at least knowledgeable in a lot of the, like, trial and error. Here's how you make this. Here's the ingredients you need. But also, how much has the environment changed from where they're at. And also not being on the same fucking, in the same location, technically, as where they were originally making the revival fluid, how readily available are resources, et cetera, et cetera. So it's going to be a lot of that like push to revive. I'm going to assume whoever's closest to her at this point that's on Senku's team.
Unironically, it'd be stupid if she didn't revive Senku like first. Like that's who you go for. Otherwise, you're an idiot.
Well, yes, but also no, because I think they might use a little bit of this to flesh out some of the other characters as well.
Well, okay, from a narrative perspective, I can see how it would be smart to not revive Senku first to give other characters a time to shine, but from a character decision standpoint,
absolutely,
100% you get Senku first because he's the guy who knows how to make more.
Exactly, like he can mass produce it and be like, okay, and sprinkle a little bit of this on here, boo, 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 boo.
Which is why you see there's a conflict here between what would be best for story and what would be best for the logic here. Which is why I'm interested in see how they're going to do it. Thurman, your take?
Okay, so so first of all, I'm interested. I'm liking the way it's going, and I'm so happy I called this. I'm so happy Ignoraki came to my door and said, "Thank you for this idea," and you left at the video. I'm so happy he's not rushing. So far, he's not rushing to get everyone.
I agree. I think this is done really well.
I said that, and you guys were just like, no. I'm like, yes, because it's great. Now, like I said in the Discord, bruh, time skip. Are we gonna see an aged up Asuka now? Is she gonna like
are we gonna think about that?
Like, are we gonna? Because honestly, like it looked like she already aged up a bit in the last panel. If I'm being honest, it felt like it. Because like she has like a more mature air about her now. So I'm just like. So is she gonna? First of all, I thought that was really funny because if they do go with this route and interrupt, she's gonna be the oldest after the old guy.
Yo, what if she's
gonna be?
Whoa, that old? I wouldn't want her to become elderly. Like,
no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like 15, 16 sort of thing.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Because,
or fucking do it crazy and make her like fucking mid-20s.
Because honestly, the one thing we didn't think about is
so age her past the group itself. Like most of the group is like in their fucking.
That'd be interesting. You can't deny.
Yeah,
like it's like what Thurman's saying. If she went from being the youngest to being like in her mid-20s all of a sudden, and like that'd be
like
really
isn't
neat.
like canonically isn't like Luna and a couple of the other like elders the only ones that are older than her? That would be crazy.
Yeah,
like I'm being older than fucking Senku.
Imagine, I'm imagining here essentially the Nell dynamic from Bleach, because like Nell, she aged up and she was a little bit more mature in that form, but she didn't lose all of her like funny little charm. You know, she would still jump on people, be excited. I imagine she'd still be able to like just get yourself a big melon and roll around in that. But like, I feel like
that'd actually be dope.
If they do it like they did Nell in Bleach, they could like make her feel different enough and mature, but also retain like what's fun about her character, and that would be really interesting.
Yeah, I'm definitely down for that because I really do think it would be a perfect opportunity to age her up a little bit to mature her. You know, because now that she essentially has to live by herself now. Like, she has to, and now she's looking for everyone's statues. And just like I said, again, but you guys didn't agree with me, the statues have moved around.
Where? What are you talking about? Show me.
The statues have moved around, so now she has to find them.
That doesn't mean I can't find them. That means she's moving them all together to one place.
No, she still has to find them.
Oh my god. Okay. Find them in the sense that like, oh shit, I dropped a bunch of Tic Tacs in my room. One might have rolled under the carpet. It's not like a challenge.
For a 11-year-old girl?
This is semantics, my friend. Like you either didn't know what I meant or you knew what I meant and you're being a prick. Come on. Yeah. You hear that evil laugh? Fuck you.
So, like, okay, so now that we're kind of focused on Suika now, Suika MVP, right? Luke is loving this.
Oh my God. You know what? No, I was gonna make a joke.
But it's interesting. So like, okay, so she's still blind, which is it's odd, right? Because like at first it's like, oh, she's blind, and then she finds a little thing at the end of the chapter. She's like, oh, I can see clearly. So it's like,
can you not see what's on her neck?
Yeah. I see. Oh, okay, I see. Okay, cool.
Comprehension, my friend.
Speed is speeding up, bro.
too much speed.
So like, I'm curious, right? So if I know it took them 1,000 years to break out by themselves, but even they didn't, because we had this discussion before a long time ago, early Dr. Stone. Can you break out by yourself just by thinking, or do you need like something to drip on you? Like,
remind me,
because Senku had like
was
drip
some
on
shit
him.
dripping on him or no?
I don't think Taiju did.
I mean, I can just go back to chapter 1 right now.
Yeah. So
I feel like it was so okay. So we know that in order to, because I guess the question is it you need to remain active mentally in order to just even be able to survive, or is it remaining active mentally is what allows you to break out on your own?
Yeah, because like if we're going the former, then like I'm gonna be real, like I can feel like some of Zeno's crew might break out and some shit like that or other shit like that.
Right, but that would be if that would be like thousands of years from now, though. I don't think that would happen like now where it's been maybe a year or two max. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But it really depends on how long that she's planning, because we could be overestimating, or it could be overestimating. Like it could be like take 1 or 2 chapters and she just fucking breaks everyone. I hope that's not the case.
Okay, I'm watching here. Taiju broke out. It looks like because he was in the cave and like it was dripping on him. There's like a plip noise. And then I don't remember when it shows Senku. I think it goes back and shows. Yeah, he's counting. At some point, it shows him breaking out, but I don't remember when. But I feel like he just broke out on his own because of his big old brain.
So, I'm legitimately curious. Like, now that Suika, food and clothes and shelter required, she's gonna have to pull a Senku here. And because honestly, the good thing about this is, and because about Suika being around them so much, is that she can remember everything that they did to survive. Like, because she has the knowledge of the past and the present, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
She has the knowledge of signs from Senku and the survival skills of her village. So like she's not gonna be, she's still 11, but she has to realize, oh shit, technically we're still cavemen. We had to do shit ourselves. So
yeah, I'm curious how she's gonna. You have to show me her dealing with wild animals to like make me like the only like she could make weapons and shit, but like that's the big thing in my mind. Like I can believe her finding food and like surviving that way, but like an 11-year-old girl. Not to be a dick, but scientifically, that's pretty weak. You know what I mean? 11-year-old girl versus like a tiger is not gonna go well. So you got to show me like her making like booby traps and like fucking like spike fortresses and shit. So I hope to see a little bit of that in the upcoming chapters.
Yeah, absolutely. So what I'm expecting from the next couple chapters, because I know Thurman said he only had about a half hour, and we're hitting roughly 25 minutes into this call. Like from the next couple chapters, I'm expecting the next 2 or 3 for preparing the revival fluid and seeing her adventures and the invention stage of like, here I'm going to defend the base from the animals kind of thing that you guys were just talking about.
I'm not sure how she's going to prepare the revival fluid. I don't even think she knows how to make it. She'd have to like reverse engineer from like, it seems like she doesn't have that in her mind.
Well, they have to find the fluid that
the nitric acid, basically.
They have to find the fluid that, what's her name? Because archaeologist girl and another girl had some.
You're talking about no. I'm glad you're bringing that up. I think because I thought it was a weird panel a couple chapters ago to the point where I made fun of it, but the fact that they went out of their way to show Luna, like underhand tossing a fucking bottle of it. That's somewhere. That's 100% still somewhere. And at some point, she's going to stumble upon it. I'm pretty sure that's going to be the MVP bottle. So, like, the joke about Luna being, like, a fucking loser for doing that shit throw, it's actually going to be accidental MVP shit.
Because she has more. I don't know if anyone noticed. Like, they had a fucking bag full of them.
Yeah, but how many of them got wasted and shattered and everything else?
I'm gonna
Was
have to go back
the
and look
whole?
because I thought it was implied that all of them were shattered.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking too, but we could totally 100% be wrong. But
Maybe,
I'll see if I can find it.
But
how do we
we're
know it
gonna
was a
have
bag?
the
Did it show like were they peeking out or?
yeah, they were peeking out, bro.
Let's see here.
Anyway. Well,
Like
let's
they were in
chapter up.
like there was like she had a bag and there were more in the bags.
Then why did she just give
And
up?
then,
So Suka had a
like,
fuck
she
ton.
only-
She dropped, fell them, threw the one to Chrome. He threw it there. They put it up. Was it 193? Which chapter was it?
Yeah, 193. It's literally
okay.
at the first 2 pages.
Oh, yep. Here we go. Okay. How do we know? Okay, maybe because there's one. I see one other bottle in that bag, but do we know that's revival fluid, or could it be like a bottle of water or something? I can't tell if it's like the same kind of bottle.
that'd be an L. Oh, it's revival fluid. No, just water.
That would suck. Oh, who knows? It's hard to say. I feel like that would have been mentioned.
Yeah, you would think, but there is a lot of show don't tell in the series.
Oh no,
too.
it does show it smashing, doesn't it? The one she threw, it shows it. There's a panel of it smashing.
Smashing. But then, like, the bag that they have is there.
I suppose the one in the bag could end up being like the surprise MVP bottle. Yeah.
Well, now that
the thing that sucks though is that they're on a hill. So, like, if that hill changed anytime during that 3 years, they're kind of fucked because that's just gonna be lost somewhere.
Yeah, if there happened to be like a rock slide or some shit, but like if normal weather persisted, it wouldn't have changed too bad.
And it might have flattened out like a couple inches if anything.
Yeah, no,
really.
I mean 3 years. I mean, look at like where I live in childhood versus now. Nothing's changed. Like unless it's like severe ass weather.
Exactly.
I mean, just like I think it was either Potter Jams or Steel Ram said. She's in one of the most dangerous places in the world right now. So.
Yeah. Like that
South
territorial. Yeah.
Yeah.
There are.
South America's pretty dangerous in the forest,
sure.
my guy.
Yeah. I just didn't know what they meant by that. I had to clarify.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Creature-wise, that is one of the most dangerous places next to like.
Yeah,
Australia.
which is why I need to see Suika dealing with that.
That's why, ladies and gentlemen, I don't like to travel. Listen, right?
Well, just travel to cool places. We don't want to travel there.
Don't travel to places that will murder you.
Yeah, what the fuck? I don't like to travel.
I would love to go to, Japan, China,
You don't want to go to China.
Africa.
You don't want to go to China.
You don't want to go to China.
China's got some shit going on right now. We need to stay out of it.
We need to stay as far away from China right now as possible.
South Korea.
You might end up in a camp.
South Africa, places like that, right? Australia, but then I realized
Australia will fucking kill you.
No, just the animals. Stay in like a city, you'll be fine.
But I'm just like, I remember the animals, bugs, I don't know about listen, I'm not speaking socially. I don't know how. Listen, there's racism everywhere. Okay. I'm not the type of person to be like, America's the racist place on the planet. No. Like every place has their races, has their what's the xenophobes, where they don't like immigrants no matter what, right? Like every country has that. No country is perfect. There's boomers everywhere that are racist. This is what it is, right? I'm not worried about that per se. Especially there's racism everywhere. I go crazy if I was worried about racism everywhere. But I'm just saying, the animals, bro, scary.
Animals scary. Thurman is more scared of animals than racist. I mean, fair. Like you can punch a Nazi in the face. You can't really punch an animal.
Well, sure you can, but it might not work.
Like you might get into a scrap with a fucking racist Nazi prick, but you might get ate by a tiger if you try to punch it.
Listen, as an African American male, I've sort of realized that it's unfortunate, but reality is racism sadly probably will never go away, and that's just.
But we can make it less and less so.
Yes, that's just the reality of life. It is what it is. So I would go crazy if I was worried about racism every single solitary, everywhere I went. I would go crazy. I would go insane. I can't. You can't live like that. You can't live in fear of that. So I'm just it is what it is. Just as there are just as many races, there are just as many non-racist people in the world. So if I go to Australia, Japan, or whatever, that racist boomer that wants to call me wolf is going to be another
Thurman,
non-racist.
I know you're allowed, but for the channel's sake, Jesus.
Yeah, but then there's going to be another
David,
non-racist.
can you send me the timestamp, please?
3105.
Go ahead.
where-
No, not the Skype. Oh, I'm an idiot. Type 2450 and send it to me, please. Thank you. Continue, Thurman.
And then there's going to be another non-racist person saying like, "Hey, don't call him that.
buddy.
He's just as human as anyone else." You know what I mean? So that's my thing, right? Like I can't fully worry about racism, right? Because like I have two best friends here who love me just because I'm black, and then I have people
Wait, did you say love you? We don't love you just because you're black.
No, I'm sorry. I did that wrong. I said that wrong. I said that wrong.
Yeah, Thurman's been my race card the entire time.
Yeah, actually, Thurman's like low key outing us that we only have him on the channel, so we have diversity points.
No, you guys know what I meant though. I had two
Kidding.
best friends who love me despite the fact that I'm black. Like me being black has nothing to do with the reason why they love me.
That is better.
So we love you,
like,
so we can tell people we have a black friend, so we're not
Yeah.
racist.
You know, we just pulled the white card. I have that black friend over there.
How would I have gotten an N-word pass without you?
So,
I don't use
like-
it, by the way. It's just nice to have, you know. Just
So like,
It's there just in case it slips.
no, it
so
will not.
but I'm saying like it goes for all races though. Like you gotta understand that like racism is going to happen. It sucks. You can try to prevent it as much as you can, but garbage people will be garbage people. So I can't live my life worried about going to a different country and worried about getting my ass kicked because I'm black, because
Right.
I worry about that every time in America. So it's just like I just gotta live life.
With that
'Cause like I
interesting
said, I think-
motivational speech there, and it is very important, but would you like to tie it back into Dr. Stone?
Certainly, because I have to go. So
Exactly. Give me your fucking chapter rating, brother.
So, chapter rating. Luke might not like this,
Whoa,
But
whoa.
Luke ain't gonna like mine either.
but 7.5.
Why? What's your problem? What's your problem with it, huh?
There's no issue with it.
This
But
is a
it's
pivotal
just-
moment here.
It might have been a pivotal moment, but I do agree with Thurman. It was kind of a nothing chapter, other than like the callback to the parallel callback to like the first chapter.
I'm gonna be honest
That's about
with
all that really happened. Is like
I'm
we're
gonna be honest
back.
with you. We have to be fair and realistic here. We can't just give everything 10. Listen, all good things must come to an end. All good streaks must come to an end. Okay, I'm sorry, right? Like just like how this week. Hold on, my sister's calling me.
Can you just like finish off what you were saying?
Hello.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
Like I'll weigh in a little bit on Thurman while he takes his call. Like it sucks that we're giving it a lower rating. I was going to give it a 7, but just because nothing really happened other than like the reawakening and then the prepare to move the plot along.
To me, I
It was just-
include the reveal of what's happening in what's happening, right? The fact that like they're doing this slowly and it's just going to be Suika for a while, that in and of itself is part of something happening, and I think that's pretty good.
It's a big moment, but for nothing really to begin to progress is why I give it a little bit of a down. Which we all have our own, and I'm sure the comments will be like, but actually this is really important. I agree, it's important, but you could have started the journey. You could have been like, okay, so this is my plan. State the goals. You could have done anything that a normal story would have done here.
Okay, I'm sorry. Today is my friend's brother's birthday, and my sister wanted to sign his card because we're close with their family. But anyway, long story short, look, all the good things must come to an end, right? Dr. Stone has been nonstop 10s, has been beating almost everything in the magazine for me, but now it kind of stepped down a bit. One Piece and Black Clover.
But
just
it
the
has
titles.
to, because that's how escalation and de-escalation works.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So Black Clover and Dr. Stone and Jujutsu Kaisen bopped it this week, but it's
Fucking
fine.
Black Clover was my chapter of the week, hands down.
May I, and Thurman, I wanted your take on this, because, like, to me, you want to know what this chapter reminds me of a lot? The chapter directly after the Straw Hats were completely annihilated. That's the Bodhi chapter, right? The one where, that chapter ends off, and it's, like, one of the biggest highs in the series. Like, holy fuck, Kuma just sent everyone to every different island. Well, we didn't know that they were sent to different islands. We just knew, holy fuck, what just happened? He just killed the Straw Hats. And then cut to the next chapter, and it's Luffy flying, landing at Amazon Lily, waking up, yada yada. That chapter in and of itself may not be like this huge, monumental, crazy action.
Exactly.
But it's this huge moment for me because it marks a massive misdirect in the direction of the story. Because what's cool about this is
100%.
I look at this
100%.
as like a moment where it's like, holy fuck. This is a moment where it threw me off. It was able to kind of subvert my expectations, and I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, I definitely agree with it. So that's why, but I'm just giving it a 7.5 because it's a good like. If there's nothing
No,
wrong,
yeah, that's a totally fair rating.
like there's nothing wrong with the chapter in and of itself. It's just nothing extraordinary. Like 7.5 to me is like a decent, like a good, like a bare, like not even bare minimum, just like a good chapter, like good chapter. Like
yeah, I agree.
It's a good baseline, basically.
Yeah, basically, like this is like an average good Dr. Stone chapter. Like
sounds good to me. So can we wrap up, guys? Because I need to take a shower. I'm still covered in sweat.
So that's peace for me. Hope you guys have a good day.
Yep.
Adios.
So like the last thing I want to touch on here, right, and we can end the video is like
probably won't take more than 2 minutes.
No, like in 2 weeks when we actually see the results for this, because we have Golden Week coming up, like that will rate this beginning of this arc for me as a whole, because now that we have the setup, now how they execute this moving forward is going to be like, and this is how I rate every arc of Dr. Stone, because there's a lot of like plot, and then shit goes down, which is one thing that fucking Dr. Stone's masterful in is like escalation, de-escalation that you were bringing up. So like now that we're in the de-escalation phase and starting the build up back to escalation mode, how they handle that for Suika and then whoever they revive in the next few chapters will be like, okay, this is where I can feel where the baseline is for this arc.
Kind of get a vibe for where the story's going, yeah.
Exactly. That's why I was just giving it a plain 7.
Totally fair. 7. Totally fair. I just wanted to kind of be devil's advocate here, and
absolutely. And you brought up a great point there. Like this could be that Sabaody Archipelago arc.
Because I look very fondly on that moment in the story of One Piece, because like that's a moment where you felt like you were on like a rail, like a track. And like the story was chugging along, and then that moment was like someone coming along and derailing the whole thing, but in like a good way, in like a very surprising way.
That was the jump scale. That was the jump scare in your Resident Evil. They were like, "Holy fuck, shit's getting fucked up."
Yeah, and it just like occasionally you need that in the story to keep you invested and hooked.
And One Piece is regardless of my like overall feelings on it, and like once it wraps up, I intend to like dive back down through it.
Definitely worth a binge.
Yeah, it works better as a binge than a week to week for me.
I agree.
And there's a lot of series that are like
that.
The
biggest reason I like One Piece week to week is just like being involved in the community is very fun.
Oh yeah. Whereas I have no attachment to really communities. I try to distance myself from fandoms, because if I get too involved in them, it turns back into my WoW days where I swarmed in it.
Right.
Because I have a very bad habit of getting super attached and hyperfixating on everything. And that's just part of my mental problem. I just realized that over time. So like for me, like it works better for a binge. But like now we're in this mode of like where we have our jump scare moment, our Sabaody Archipelago maybe. I'm really super invested in where we're going to go from here, because they can handle Suika and like I automatically revive Senku and then everything's back to normal.
Yeah.
Or they can do it. They can do it a masterful way, and this is what Ignoraki and Boichi really have a very good talent for, is fucking focusing on different characters. And I would love to see character moments with characters, especially ones that we haven't had a lot of time with, that just came out in this last arc, or ones that have been away from this main story for a while. And just sitting there and letting them get the spotlight for a moment before Senku comes and steals it all back.
Yeah, and what I'll say too is I really like that Thurman idea of her like aging up. Like of it taking a while before she figures it out. I think that's genius, because what have we been talking about? The concern here being that there's no permanent consequences. There's no, no deaths, whatever. I'll be honest, if no one dies but Suika turns into like a 25-year-old, I'm okay with that. Like that, at the very least, then the arc is felt. Then when you look at Suika and she's no longer like 9 and she's now like in her 20s, you're like, oh, that was the consequence of that arc. And that's a really unique consequence.
And then that would give fucking Senku, when he eventually does come back, because let's face it, he is the face of the series. And it's very obvious if you look at any fucking cover, because he's on every goddamn one. I hate that he is like forefront of every volume cover. I don't
like the volume covers of Dr. Stone. Yeah, I think they're very like all of them kind of meld into one. They don't stand out at all.
Yeah. Like you look at Hunter x Hunter or One Piece or even Yu-Gi-Oh back in the day, like they were marvelous.
I agree. That's actually a good video idea, like volume covers good versus volume covers bad.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'd love to do when we do the Elusive Samurai video. But like that would give like Senku like oh shit, maybe I shouldn't have left this to a literal child moment.
Yeah, God, a moment where he wakes up, and I think at first he'd be very proud of her, and he'd be like, "You fucking did it, just like I knew you would," and then like also then be like, "Oh my God, what have you been through? How long? What have you been through? Oh my God." Well, I want her to fucking wake him up looking like goddamn Big Boss from Metal Gear Solid with like an eye patch and like scars all over her. And probably really hot. Like, let's be honest. Like, it's anime. If she ages up, she'll be hot, which will be weird because we will have seen her as a child. But hey,
yeah, it definitely, like, you're going to get her to turn into this, like, if they go the age up route, you're going to go, like, oh, shit, now she's goddamn knockout gorgeous.
Oh, no, she's hot! Yeah.
But, like, to see the consequences of Senku's actions there, handing the fate of the universe to a fucking child, that would be a great consequence. Like, because, like, I never thought of that till Therma brought that up. Like, having her have to deal with, like, revolving every fucking moment of like I gotta bring this thing here back to mass produce it, I gotta do this and that and this. That would be Marvel's storytelling.
Yeah, and I would hope that they could find the balance. Like I said, I really liked what they did with Nell. When she's in her adult form, she's clearly like more mature, but she hasn't lost everything of her like quirky child self, and that's what I'd want to see with her. I think clearly more mature. She would also probably at that point not be as smart as Senku, but she would have had to force herself to learn basically all of the shit we've seen Senku do in the series, including the revival fluid. So she'd be really smart, and she'd
have to be strong too.
Yeah, but like cut. The challenge is portraying that without doing an Ichigo. And making her just like depressed and emo. Do not suck her personality away. Keep her quirky, keep her fun, but just show that she has moments now where she's like, yes, I've been through shit, but I'm not lost myself. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see in the next like couple weeks. With Golden Week.
I'm looking forward to that. I really hope they do that now.
Yeah, with Golden Week we're gonna be doing some different stuff. Bringing
what are we doing?
Some tier
filler and shit.
Some different fillers. Like I was
tier
mentioning,
list. Let's do it.
Tier list.
Maybe tier list. It's gotta happen.
Yeah, you and Thurman can do that. We're gonna be starting like with why you should be reading Black Clover. Starting that back up. I got quirky little ideas for that. Because we used to review that for a while, and then it disappeared from the channel.
Talk about the old days.
The old days.
And with that, look forward to everything. Oh, sorry, was there anything else you had to say?
I really, really do want to talk about Sakamoto Days as well.
Right, for sure. I'm literally one chapter away. I was like trying to read them all last night, but I was like, I need to sleep for work, and I didn't read 20 or 20.
So we'll do a Elusive Samurai video. We'll talk about that, and then Sakamoto Days. That'll get you right back up to the next batch of chapters.
And Sakamoto Days is what Elusive Samurai should have been.
That peace.